Welcome to the Art of Business. Today it's a very exciting day because I have a very special person, Vito, which is basically establishing a new platform which called ArtDealery. Vito, I'm very, very excited to have. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you so much for having me, Avi. I appreciate it. After so many months, many years, I think, since we met at 2023, the Contemporary Art Fair in Randwick.
Amazing. Yeah. So basically we met in one of the trade shows, yeah?
Yes.
And it was a good chat. And after a few years, you actually opened like a platform which calls ArtDealery. It's basically, can you tell us a little bit roughly, and then we go dive in?
Quick summary. Yeah. I mean, when we met, it was, 2023. And that was when the first idea was coming to my mind, because my dad, when we came to Australia, he was an artist. He tried to do art, but he tried to sell art. He never ended up doing that. I grew up remembering that I could never get any toys. He could never buy anything. I'm sorry, no, I wasn't only about toys, but I always had this idea in my mind. Why is it that art, meant not enough money, right?
Yeah.
And when I grew up, like right now, my best friend, his mum does art. She has so much in her room, but she barely sells.
Yeah.
And so I kept on hearing these stories. So the idea was, I kept seeing the platforms, you can sell art, you put it up for $1,000 and you wait, you pray. Will anybody buy it?
Yeah.
Problem was, sometimes you don't put it up for the right price, I realized. And sometimes you don't know how much it's actually really valued by the market. So in a nutshell, really quickly, we try to create ArtDealery, which was an eBay for the art world with a very different auction mechanism. So eBay's got its own auction mechanism. We've got a very kind of one, but with the difference that when you are outbid, you get money.
Amazing. Yeah.
So if you're a bidder who gets outbid, you earn a percentage of the final sale price. You get a split of the 30% of the final sale price equally with the outbid bidders.
Yeah. So basically it's an auction.
Incentivized auction.
Yeah. Amazing.
Bid to earn auction. That's the way we've tried to talk about it.
Amazing. So it's basically a different way because many other platforms are doing it differently, and basically you find some kind of a gap.
Trying to find the little gap.
Yeah, the little gap to fill it up. But tell me a little bit about yourself, about your journey. You mentioned your father, that you got into it, but tell us a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look, obviously that was always in the back of my mind when I've been growing up, art and, money doesn't really mix that well.
Yeah.
But the journey that I came to this day was through a lot of startup and tech. So, I mean, I was lucky to be able to, set up a business with a good friend of mine from school. And, we did well off that. And then afterwards, I was lucky and not lucky because, the art of business, a lot of up. Sometimes a lot of downs too.
Definitely.
And the problem is like getting through the downs. So as you know, tech businesses, they're very quick.
Yeah.
They can go up really well and down really quickly. So we started a business then afterwards, which was in politics, Polyblock, which was a Kickstarter, like a crowdfunding platform for political lobbying.
Yeah.
So we try to help everyday people, not-for-profits, to try to get the ear of a politician.
Yep.
And the way you do that here in Australia is through lobbying.
Yep.
And so that was really what we try to do, a platform. They fundraise money off their network and we go and help them find a lobbyist to get what they want done.
Yep.
We were lucky to be able to exit that. I mean, after not paying ourselves for a long time. So it's a good thing. But, I was lucky in that journey to then meet another bunch of guys. They were called Lead Story.
Yep.
And Lead Story was early days just a place where they were trying to create summaries of news videos.
Yep.
I never thought anything like Cam, who's the founder, would remember. He got me as the first team member there. I was helping them out because they were struggling.
Yeah.
And today they got the deal on Samsung. So they're on Samsung TV.
Wow.
So I was lucky to be like a first team member there. But like I said, there were so many moments where you thought you were going to fail.
Yeah.
And so my journey went to ArtDealery from those steps.
But your vision, you're a very macro level, you've been in startups, so everything is like about scale and about how can you help a big group of people.
If you can scale, if you can help one person, you usually, not always, but usually can expand it to more people.
Yeah.
And that's what we try with ArtDealery to do.
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
all the learnings.
Yeah, so it's very good to hear that you had like such long background, like in startups, which is
Long time.
Yeah, which is good, so you have like a good mind to pick. And ArtDealery, I think it's a very good way because it is different to the market. And what I am saying to people in the industry is that like, okay, you are in one trade show, you have your own website, and then there is another platform, which is ArtDealery. Usually, if you have like 4 or 5 channels, it's really, really good for, like any business, not only artists.
Yes.
But usually you will have like 2 or 3 channels, which are really, really good.
Yes.
So I think like many people that I know that they have one platform, it does very well. No, it does very well.
Really?
And then there is two like platform which are a bit more quiet. So if, for example, I have like, let's say, for example, I'm on 7 platform, maybe 2 or 3 are really strong, and the other 4 is just like, it doesn't work so good. But what I am trying to educate people that, guys, now you can hear there is a new opportunity in the market, ArtDealery.
Thank you so much.
There is a new opportunity.
We're trying to help, expand the distribution. If you've got, you can have more eyeballs, more people see it. But I think what's important is we're trying to create, I think people don't like the word speculation in the art world or investment, but we're trying to bring a little bit of that into the art world, which is a, hard thing to do because, art is beautiful. It should be. It always has been, always will be. But how do you bring in a little bit of the, will this go up in value potentially?
Yeah.
But not just will it, but what kind of mechanism can we create that will allow other people, after I've bought it, to be able to see that maybe they might want to buy it off me. And that's the long range vision. We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
That's the long range. How can we make this more like, I think, what the stock market does? How do we bring the efficiency of the stock market to the art market?
Yeah, definitely.
In a way.
Yeah, definitely. But look, what I love that the reason that I want to bring you here is that you are helping the community, our community, which is really, really good. And I'm a very community mindset, with it. So for me, you are an opportunity, and if you're doing every day the same thing that you are doing, so the same thing will happen. But if you're doing something different, meaning putting your art on a new platform, which is called ArtDealery, other things can happen.
Absolutely.
So my point is to work hard. I'm a big believer of work hard. And if there is a new opportunity, be with it. Tell me a little bit about how does ArtDealery, let's dive in a bit more.
Let's go deep.
How does ArtDealery work? What kind of options do you have over there? Can you educate the listeners?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, ArtDealery, if you go onto the website today, you'll see straight away, a brief explanation. There's a video to kind of explain what I just mentioned in visual terms. But any artist, and actually anyone who's even with a gallery, and even galleries themselves.
And statues as well, statues.
We got sculptures, statues, everything that you're familiar with. For example, the typical art sale sites. You can put up everything from photographs to, paintings, canvases to sculptures. We got a big sculpture who's
amazing,
actually life-size from America, which is, we're focusing on Australia, but a guy in America's put up this big statue. It's going for about $10,000. So it's still up there for sale.
It will go.
Yeah, I hope so. Cross fingers for him. But we help everybody in all different walks of life. When they go to list an artwork, they could do it as a live listing for between 12 hours to 21 days. They can make it a private listing even. It doesn't need to be public. And actually a lot of listings that we've got going are actually private at the moment, because what we found, and you might know this better than me, the galleries who do use us, they want to stay somewhat private. So they want to have only their list, their email list, see the listings. So the private listings, just like a private YouTube video. That gives just privacy. When you also make the listing, you can create what we call is a charity donation as part of your sale. So you provide a percentage that is actually escrowed for us to then divide to whichever charity you want. you go through all of that, and we effectively then let you, put up the photos, put up a video link, put up anything you want, and list the artwork and schedule it at a time that you'd like it to go, and then share. Most importantly, share.
Yeah.
We've got the sharing mechanism. I think this is a big one, maybe, but we wanted to create a win-win referral.
Yeah.
So when someone shares a link to an artwork, shares a link to a profile, whoever then signs up as thanks to that link, that creates a $10 off for both parties.
So like affiliated program. Yeah.
Affiliated.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. Yeah.
We're trying to do that to create the incentive. So I've gone a lot of talking, but that's the kind of listing of how they would get onto our platform and list their artwork.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like straightforward. You can go in one of the evenings, start to upload like a few artwork into it, and then basically it's live.
And I should have actually mentioned, as you said, upload. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about when I've met you. So we've got this really cool scraping kind of mechanism where basically if the artist has their own listing already online on a URL of that artwork, they can paste in that URL. It's obviously got to be their own, copyright and everything. And we will take their photos and take their listing information, the title, the medium, all the information we can get, and pre-fill it on that listing form.
Yeah, because I think it's a pain point in the industry that people, I have now to load 30 artworks, and then they're a bit like...
it's hard. It's the friction. It's the friction.
It's the right word, friction, because then you have life, and then you have another gallery, and you have 2 kids, and you have a door.
How many paintings do you have? You got some artists have
a lot.
You know better than me.
A lot. So it takes time. Some even people take like hire people in the Philippines like part-time 20 hours only to load.
Just to load.
Just to put it in other website. But what you are trying to communicate is that basically it's an easier process that you have a lot of thought into it.
It took a long time to make that program work. So it's like you said, how to make it easier for the artist always.
And what do you find as well different between your platform to an everyday platform for art? Like, what is why should I be with ArtDealery compared to other ones?
Well, there's, a few quick reasons. We take only a 30% cut. So the artist always gets 70%.
Yeah, okay.
Flat.
Good. Yeah.
70% flat. And that's like flat, not after fees and all that, 70% flat. We help you get a different market, I think. A lot of people do come to art to buy currently with existing platforms, but we want to get people, I think, who, might be in it to see the art appreciate in value, which is better, I think. Obviously, I'm biased, but it's better for the artist to think of things like that, because there's people who invest, for example, in the stock market. There's people who bet on horse racing. There's people who, let's just say, are into alternative assets like wine bottles or cryptocurrency or whatever it might be. And these people look at art and they ask themselves, and I've talked to them, they go, what is in it for me? And I'm sorry, art's beautiful, but you can take a photo of it too. And that's the hard thing for people, to own it versus a photo. If I know I own it, I can maybe make some money off it. And that's what we're trying to bring in, that new kind of element of investor class, speculator maybe class. And that's what will, I think, lift all boats and lift the floor price, if you want to look at it, of artists across their artworks over time. So that's 2 things. But the third and final maybe might be, like you said, properly community. I think we're trying to build a really great community, and I've learned a lot from you, because I've been always appreciative, because you've always given, you give so much, and I appreciate it so much. But we're trying to do something the same, because if we can bring people together who not just love art, want to buy art, want to invest in art, but they also want to help artists. We're trying to make it so that referral systems work. Artists can actually make some passive income, not just off the sale, but maybe from referring people to the platform. So I'll stop there, but that's roughly what we're trying to
I think as well, like the community, of our community is probably the most supportive community that I know. People are all the time trying to help one another, refer people to one another, which is an amazing thing to do. And tell me, how long did it take you roughly to build this ArtDealery?
Oh,
2 weeks or 2 years?
2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
when we met, 2023, that was
Yeah.
when the first idea
Yeah.
was in my brain. And since then, it took, roughly about, 18 plus
Yeah.
months until
Lots of coding, lots of
and lots of like, you begin with one idea and then you have to flip it 180.
Yeah.
You have to change it. Someone says, oh, look, this is not like right. And then you get a pattern of people saying that. So you kind of think, if there's one person versus 50 people, I think I'm going to listen to 50 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, 18 months.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, look, so it takes time to do it.
Takes time.
Discipline. You came as well from the background, of startup, so probably you could understand it hard work in the end.
A little bit, but then you still have to go back and forth,
Yes,
a lot of time.
Definitely. I like on a weekly basis, I fix my websites. Like tweak here, tweak there, and those small tweaks are making a big change. Like we did like one small tweak in the website, bang, 20% more add to cart. Just like from a small tweak.
It's never ending.
It's never ending. You have to do it all the time. CRO, meaning how to optimize the website, how to make sure that the website looks better, more polish.
Absolutely.
I think you have to be on top of it, and you have to be what I'm trying to say, technology is moving fast, and I think business as well, you have to be all the time looking for, stay in the same thing, stay focused, but try to find a new opportunity.
A new opportunity. They're always there. It's just sometimes hard to figure out where they are.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a book, I remember the title was called Andy Grove, the Intel guy who made Intel. It goes, only the paranoid survive.
Yes, actually, no. Yeah.
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
It's a I don't know.
But it's good. I think you need to be aware. You need to be aware of. I think your mindset need to be. You need to look for another opportunity. Remember that. Focus on the 2 or 3 that are really strong.
Correct.
But as well, spend 10% of your time, 20% of your time on something new.
Yes.
And I think you are the mastermind. You've been in one startup. Did very well. Went to another startup. But it's just like, I think the mindset is healthy.
It's just trying to, like you said, be open-minded, which is hard. Just letting you know, my family, my mum, amazing. She was in business herself with her partner, and that was in the clothing industry. Yeah. And that was like Surrey Hills for Vaux Street. That was the classic clothing trade. Yeah. So her partner was really big on that. And I kept on saying to them back when I think it was 2007, 2008, eBay and all of that. I was like, try to sell online a little bit, try to sell online. And it was a little bit hard to get that across. But you can see how retail, it's worse for them for clothing. Yeah. If you don't have an online presence.
You have to have it. You have to have it. You have to do face-to-face. I'm a big believer of face-to-face. My background is door-to-door, and I'm a big believer of internet, so I think you should participate like in an exhibition in your area, in a trade show, the other art fair, or anyone that, is available in your, area. And then the online, it's a very important thing to be, because maybe 10 years ago, it was hard to buy online, something in $5,000, art. But today, I think people would pay it.
People do it.
So I definitely think it's valuable. Where do you see the industry going with the online? What is your view about it?
Well, I know that I read something, I think it was Art Basel or one of those reports that, have all the statistics. And I remember them saying that a majority of, people still buy physically, right? Obviously, because it's such a high expensive item. Yeah. To answer your question, I mean, it would be kind of obvious leap that it'll go more online because of the ease of use. But the question then becomes, how do you make it so that, the postage and the refund process is as seamless as clothing is? Yeah. Because I think, what is it, those websites, you would know them well, like AG1 and all these, really smart kind of online product platforms. Yeah. They have this amazing frictionless return policy, which creates, so little friction. Yeah. You can get your money back.
Yeah, no, just take it, have a look. Take it 2 weeks. It looks good. Keep it. It doesn't look good. Bring it back.
Send it back. And we'll send you the postage label too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we could get to that point, maybe that's something between us, we're working on something that can actually make it frictionless.
Yeah.
That'll be the next stage, because we do have...
They don't have this concern. I spend like $2,000 and
who spends $2,000? Like, in the shopping, you Coles, Woolies, you don't spend over $100 for one item.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, because we got obviously our returns policy.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, it's, we got a 7 days return policy. And we're hoping to make it even better. Like if we can, where they can get it picked up and all of that.
Yeah.
And so obviously at the moment, the artist takes care of all of that.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to like making it so that it's as frictionless as AG1.
And I think, like the minute you build as well the trust, when they start to see the artist, to see the platform, I actually think that people, maybe a few artists will not like what I'm saying, but sometimes, a collector, he prefers to buy it from an organization and not from the artist.
Interesting.
And the reason is they don't want to deal, directly, and to have like too much emotion in the conversation.
Interesting. With not the artist, but
like like if it's from a gallery or from ArtDealery or from a big platform, a third party, there is less sense. Like it's regulated, there is processes in place. It's already a company, so if I don't want no drama, everything. When you're buying it from individual, the emotions are there.
It's like a property almost, that's why there's a broker or a property manager, right? In between.
So I think people in the industry, photographer, interior designers, artists, whoever is in the industry, creative, they need to understand that sometimes a collector or a buyer, they prefer to buy it from a platform only because they have a protection, some kind of a protection in place. So this is why you have to be on a place like, ArtDealery, which is a platform. And of course, have your own, website, or go to your own trade show, go to your own exhibition. I think that many artists, and the positive thing that I want to say is that many artists in the industry are doing very well.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that they have better artwork and the artwork looks much better. They just like their business skills and their marketing skills and their strategy is much better. Some people that I'm speaking to them, they are amazing. But it's not because because they are full of life, meaning kids, just like too busy.
There's too much time. Too little time.
Yeah, and if, they would invest like maybe 10 or 20%, like go into another platform, go into another exhibition, go to another trade show, and then they're in more location, more people see you, because like most of the artists, not in the beginning, emerging plus, they know that the product works. Like they sold already, enough 500, 300, 200. If you sold this amount of art, so your product work. There is a product fit already. Yes. Now it's to find a platform like ArtDealery.
Thank you.
And bring it, just like bring it on, don't be so protective,
For sure. And thank you so much, because that's exactly what we try to do. And, you've reminded me, because I mentioned about, the upload, the ease of upload. We've also got, and that's good for even bigger artists, we've got the concierge. Yeah. The concierge service. So I forgot, obviously, to say that before, but the concierge is where if they've got a lot of artworks, and maybe they don't have the artworks online even, we will help get them all listed for
this
them.
Is like music.
It's hard for us, but I forgot to say, because that's a big one, because if we can't get the scraping, if they don't have anything on the website, on the internet, then how do we do it? We ask them, please give us, or maybe like for one beautiful artist, I went, we had my photographer come to the actual studio, because they had nothing to give us. They had no photos. They go, I'm busy as hell. Can you just come and take photos of this and put it up? So we can do that. That's another way to help, because there's just like you said, so little time. Yeah, definitely. And I think the more, and then you start 1 year, and then second year, third year, and slowly when people start to buy from the platform and see it, then the trust is built. Absolutely. Then they see as well, of course, they all the time check, the platform ArtDealery. They will check the artist as a buyer. If you're spending $1,500 or $5,000 or $3,000, yes. So you check. Yes. You see the past sales, for example.
Past sales. You see that everything is like just like to build the trust, because and then people actually go and buy. This is the way it is. And I do think the future, for my vision, macro level, I think, like I see that, interest rate will go down. People will have a little bit more disposable income.
Yes.
So I think for the industry, it's still very strong and good.
Yeah.
I do think, that up to $10,000, people are still buying. Like maybe above 10.
Yeah.
People are a bit more cautious,
It's the five figures that makes them,
Yeah. So people still buy, don't get me wrong. So I do really appreciate it, like, and I think there is a lot of opportunity. Just invest your time and invest your energy in something new.
Something new.
Something new. But my focus is you're going to have lots of new ideas, but you have to have new ideas in your own industry, because don't jump.
Of course.
To another thing totally.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly right.
Like, and I think with you, like, 18 months to build like a platform, and you have the background of the startup, you're very focused.
Yeah. It's, every day you kind of, how is this looking? How is that? Talking with the developer, talking with the team, Slack, Trello, all those softwares and stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually was curious what your thought might be on how investment, have you seen much, investor interest in art, or do people talk about that even, or is it like a thing people don't talk about?
Look, when they come into the frame shop, so it's basically sometimes they don't even want to say it's very expensive. Sometimes we had like artworks like $600,000, and it's 60 by 90 centimeter.
Like $600,000?
Yeah, it's
really?
It's not even big, like. But we know already the collectors, and some people collect, art, and there is this industry, and I think probably it will be like 2 to 5% from the industry that they are looking for it. And I saw a lot of artists that. And I actually see it like, because I'm seeing them going from ground zero to be top Australian artist, and I can see that in the beginning the price have been this price, and suddenly the prices are, 15,000, 14,000, 18,000, and I'm very proud, and I actually do believe that it's worth it. I do believe that the value will go up.
Yes.
I probably personally would not buy because I want to invest. I would buy because I want. My emotion,
and to help the artist.
Help the artist, help my community. When I walk into my space, it's like what I love, But some people, they are collectors.
They're collectors.
They're collectors. They collect art because they love art, and they have as well the idea that it will go up in value. And I have been in houses that there is an artwork $1 million.
Wow, there we go.
One artwork.
Yeah.
Like
small size.
It was actually big.
It was big this time. That's good.
Big, but there are collectors, and I think I'm as well educated that I saw artists that I remember their artworks was like 2,000, 1,500, 3,000. I was like 20,000.
Wow.
And like
so it's just jumped up.
Yeah. You want to sell it? It's 20,000. You put it in, bang.
That's amazing.
Like it's. So
I mean, and you've been like obviously even framing their art. You've been touching something that's almost like now worth,
and you can see it,
$500,000 even.
And you can see as well the journey, the journey of people, how they go from being like emerging and like established, and then they are already becoming to be collector. And then when you want to as well position yourself as an artist, in the beginning you can position yourself as an established in the beginning, but then after when you're getting some traction, you can position yourself, hey, I'm more higher end, or I'm more like you have the furniture, fantastic furniture, you have freedom, and then you have Coco Republic,
and then you have fantastic framing on the top.
So you need to position yourself.
I know, that's interesting you say position, because it's different for artists. They're like, what am I, like, this is my genre, like, my medium, or this is the topic, like the style. Even every artist has their own different style. They try to mimic somewhat different styles.
But definitely when you do create your listing, like you can create it with certain type of furniture,
absolutely,
and if it's more polished and more, you can actually charge more.
Well, it's funny you say, because that's the next sort of feature we wanted to, obviously a few platforms have this, but make sure that when they put up their artwork, that we can then like have a VR kind of change of photograph the styles, the foreground, the background, and put it in like a beach house even,
Yeah.
there's those sorts of photos.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're trying to work on that. That'll help a lot of artists because sometimes their photos, it's hard.
Yeah.
Photos, I think
Yeah.
are one of the hardest things.
Yeah, I think some people in the industry, like they have the touch and the talent to polish the photo, and some
make
people
it
are
look
lack.
good. Yeah.
Some people they just don't have the skills, to do it.
Yes.
And when you use platform like ArtDealery, so it's good at like you're helping.
We're gonna work on that. Like AI obviously helps
Yeah.
a lot.
100%.
So
And
it's
it will
helping
move
us.
fast.
We're helping
Yeah, definitely.
getting it to the artist.
So take me about the process. Okay, I'm an artist. How long will it roughly take me? I have like maybe 20 artworks. I want to upload it to ArtDealery. Roughly take me the process.
Sure.
Like how long does it take, or rough idea? No.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, roughly. Do you have those 20 on like another website?
On another website, yeah. Maybe I have a Square or I have a Shopify.
Okay, perfect.
If
you've got like at least a listing, roughly, it would be basically per listing. I know this because I've done it a lot of times. It would be about 2 minutes.
Yep.
Or 1.5 minutes, depending on how much extra information there is to fill the gaps in the listing. So that's roughly what it will take you.
Yep.
We're trying to get it as low as possible, but so that would be around about just under 30. We're trying to go for 20 minutes if it's possible, because you'll get the hang of it quite quickly. The first one will be about 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes, and then it'll drop because you'll be like, okay, quick. If you do concierge, we can do it for you.
And then it goes into the website, and then basically you approve it, and then you load it.
Well, we don't approve it. All goes up live.
Up.
So we don't curate. So I should have made that clear.
Okay,
We don't curate at the moment. And I don't think we probably ever will, because we do believe at the moment just to, make it as broad as possible.
Yeah.
Because artists, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. And so that way, not curated. It goes up, is listed. It straight away gets seen on the home page.
Yeah.
Because the way we want to make it democratic is that the moment you list is the moment that it shows up first place in the home page.
Yeah.
Because the home page is actually default categorization of newest to oldest.
Yeah.
That's the default categorization.
Oh, nice.
You can change that anytime you want.
Yeah.
But the default's that. So most people, when they go to a website, they'll see the most newest listed artwork.
Yeah.
And then it'll kind of go left to right. If you're doing a desktop, it'll go to the next page and to the next page.
Yeah.
And then get relisted if it does not sell. It gets automatically relisted.
Automatically, yeah.
It's similar to eBay, like I said. That's why we call it the eBay for the art world.
Yeah.
eBay's obviously been around and has had a lot of innovative features.
Yeah.
And it's obviously we want to apply them, but make a tweak with.
But there isn't a lot of auction houses like for art in Australia, and I think it's a good gap.
That's what we're trying to do.
To do. And what I love as well about your story, that you did some big things in your in your past, and now you chose something that close into your heart because of your family, that you saw people around you. You grew up with it, and now you're trying to come and bring your brains into our industry.
Trying, yeah. I mean, always, like I said, it was always there. The art world was always a big question mark. I was always trying to think, why is, I'm a little bit upset with the art world type of thing. I love it, but like, it doesn't because of my dad's experience.
Yeah.
How can I make that better? Like make people like him not have to live by, not selling, but selling. How do I help them sell?
Yeah. So. And tell me, when you want going to all of the trade shows, contemporary art, or like you're going to affordable art fair, to the other art fair, what is your feedback regarding the art, regarding trade show?
Well, it's funny because the other art fair was on just 2 months, I'm trying to remember, ago. At Roselle.
Yeah.
So I actually went there with a lot of flyers.
Yeah, amazing.
I was like all prepared, getting ready to go, because I went to every single of the booths.
Amazing.
It was a little bit tough, but you're talking to people who are artists and they've spent a lot of money, and they're like, I'm selling to them when they're selling to people. It's a little tough. I don't want to, get in their way, but great response. We got about 45 out of the 80.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good 45 out of 80.
Amazing.
Convert, which is great. Obviously, I followed up.
Yeah.
And that was the hard part, I think, because they're all busy.
Yeah.
So that was a really good, result there. I think the more that we can, like you mentioned, you do so well, the face-to-face is so important.
Very important.
And I think if we do more of that, we might even take a leaf out of your book and get a booth.
Yeah.
And one of these, I think that'll be perfect.
Definitely. I think it's something it is important, and I do believe, like you need to position yourself. You need, like you understood, I can't spend too much of their time, because they actually paid for it. But you said something smart to come, give it quickly, and walk away.
I had to think about that. What was I going to say?
Yeah, it is, because like sometimes when you're as well, like in the affordable art fair, like you're paying a lot, for the stand, and then you're a gallery, and then an artist coming to the owner of the gallery and giving you a pitch. But look, talk to me after the fair. Say hi.
I know there's people that I need to talk to. They might be interested in buying. So
you can have, like a nice conversation. Like a few minutes.
Of course.
But just like you need to move on, because it is. But I think it is all the trade shows can help you build the brand. And then when you're building your brand and people actually follow you, and then they see that you are on a platform, I'm speaking as well from a buyer perspective. Buyers, they have sometimes more trust in big platform, and buyers, on the other hand, love to buy from people. So they like as well to go directly to the website of the artist. So it's a
sort of a
mix.
A win-win. Because
mix.
They got the profile going.
And
then, of course, we want to get everything going with the framing side of things too, because
definitely.
We'll be talking about that, because we love to work together. Because at the moment, it's really up to the artist if they have the artwork framed or not. And so then obviously after that, it's up to the buyer. If they buy it, they have to frame it. So especially how supportive you've been. All the ideas and being able to talk, to you all this time has been really, really amazing and so much appreciated, really, because that's really the next stage, I think, to kind of close the loop. Framing is so important, because even for protection purposes, if a canvas falls or anything like that.
But what I love about you, that even some people want to open a business, but then they are ready 95% and they just don't do it because it's not perfect, and they are just waiting and waiting. With you go all in. It's out. It's working,
even if it's not 100%. Because I mean, we're still tweaking a lot of things.
But it is good. And even our website, that I'm like in the market for many years, it's not perfect. We are human. Like we are human beings. And people respect it, and just go and do it. And even if your photo doesn't look perfect, just go do it. And I think if you will be more diversify, diversity equal profitability. You have to be diversify. Stay on the same horse. I had a lot of temptation during my career to do other stuff.
Yeah, tell me.
Like
a lot framing or different
out of framing, and and I almost was going to do it, and I spoke to one of my mentors, and then he said to me, look Avi, I hear that you are doing well, everything is working good. Yes, there is the ups, there is the downs,
for sure,
but you're on the horse. Why are you telling me that you want to go down from the horse and go and try to ride on another horse? And I said, actually, you're actually just do what you're doing and do it better and bigger.
Interesting.
And I just didn't go down from the horse. And my message is, if you decide now that you are in the creative space and you're on it, stay on it, push very hard, push hard.
Yes.
Hard work pays off, and like you can be in your website, you can be in a platform, you can do an exhibition, but it's very easy as well to jump to another thing, because all the time you have ideas.
And I think that's the hardest thing, because I mean, there's so many ideas, but if you focus on the one thing, it just compounds.
You have to master what you're doing.
That's true.
Mastering
is the number one thing.
Finesse, like
become
master
the whole thing. And it's hard.
It's very hard.
And so many experiments have to fail. Like we had failed a lot before you get to like something that looks at least decent to present.
And there is the hard moments, as you're saying, and I spoke to many big people in the industry, like Harvey Gallery said to me, Avi, even if you're not selling, you still need to practice to paint to make sure that your muscle is still working, keep creating, and it's a very important message from much like people with so much experience, you know, like
they probably have a lot of tough moments too, from the sounds of things.
Definitely, but it's keep going and just do what you're doing, focusing, you know, on it, and invest in it as much as you can, you know, like how was for you as well? What was your experience as well with Fantastic Framing with myself in your journey?
Oh, I mean, I think out of everybody, you know, you have helped me so much, and I so much appreciate obviously this opportunity. Thank you. Because when we've spoken, there's you know, so many either contacts that you've been able to, you know, provide, or ideas, and you know, just being open. I mean, I think, you know, just you give so much, and I feel like I've got to give back too in some way, somehow, one day. You know, it's really appreciated, because I think at the end of it, you know, all the framing work in particular, how much you guys work, I've never seen harder workers than you guys. I remember when we first met outside of Contemporary Art Fair, I came and met you at the Alexandria shop, and I was like, hey Avi, I thought we might just get a coffee, but you were like working non-stop. You're like, oh, just walk around with me, and you were, you know, doing the frames, cutting them up, putting it on, and I was like, gosh, this guy doesn't stop. And it's amazing to me what you've been able to do, actually, because it's just like you said, you've doubled down. And you know, it's a testament to you, you know, the podcast, everything, all the marketing, because I think, you know, you've made Fantastic Framing what it is. It's like, it's, you know, the one framing place that I think anybody who I've spoken to, or we will talk to, will be aiming to go to, because it's just professional.
And I think the message is like, the more you give, the more you get, you know.
I remember you would say, it's so true, you know? And I appreciate
and I think the more you give to the people around you, even to the staff, you know, inside Fantastic Framing, and the people around us, you know. And I think in the macro level, if people sell more art, they don't need to use Fantastic Framing, they use even other people in my industry, it's still good, because people are speaking about art and framing.
That's the thing.
You know, so the macro is, if everybody is doing well, if everybody in the trade show, if everybody in the you know, exhibition sell a lot, and even if it doesn't come to us, but in the macro level, it's
absolutely,
you know, like it's
it grows the pie.
It's exactly. This is the way I look at it, you know. And I think as well, we are trying as well to help the whole industry of the art, the whole industry of you know, the framing. We did now a masterclass. We had more than 200 people on the masterclass. Just to,
that was the online.
Online. Just great. to give as much information as we can, because sometimes it can be a bit isolated.
Of course.
You know, when you're an artist, or even if you're a business owner, sometimes it can be a bit more
very hard.
Yeah,
people don't understand what you're going through sometimes too.
Sometimes when you have a community around you, or you know, you have few platforms that you're using, and
it lifts
you know,
you up.
And it's like lift you up, and it's like basically you can share ideas.
Absolutely.
You know, like, so it's
and like when you've been able to do that for me, I mean, that's so much appreciated, because we just talk, and you know, I'm like, okay, that may work, or that's a great idea. I always walk away with ideas.
Good. So it's good, you know, because I all the time want to have new ideas in my business. That's beautiful. This is why I told you before that you know, in the last podcast we did the acoustic framing, you know, which is like there is only one supplier in all of Australia doing acoustic framing, and we are now coming to interrupt the market, you know, like, and educate more people, you know, about it. So it has to be something that you have to improve. Like, for example, now you have AI. Now a lot of people are using Google to search stuff. I know that another 6 months, probably if I will search something, ChatGPT will have like a Google option.
And it will say something about...
I will search in GTP. I will search there. Like I will search.
That's
like
where you're going to start searching.
You're going to move from Google. You're going to still use Google. But you're going to ask the AI, hey,
what should I check? What should I look for?
If you're looking furniture, or you're looking art, so the search bar, now you're looking it in Google, things will shift.
It's true. I mean, already you see it at the top of the search results. You know,
100%. You know, like another thing that, you know, like you can actually give you a tip and trick. You can actually load your product into ChatGPT. You can load it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You can
load.
manually load it. You're
Yeah.
teaching me something. What?
Yeah, you can load. So you can load the product into the AI, and then when people are searching, it's basically give the answer of your
That's fascinating.
website. So everything is moving fast.
That's really fast.
And
yeah.
you have
I'm
to
gonna write a note of that. Yeah, so we can do that. Yeah, wow.
So it's just like you have to just like invest time, I would say, in new things,
For sure.
but in your product, with it, and just like search for the new thing that is coming, like
new thing.
and things are happening fast.
And just like maybe search and have like a recurring weekly Google search, like, what's new in the, or like new startup, new this, because you never know what someone's going to come up with. I think that's the hard thing.
This is, I think you need to invest time in your distribution, like how to diversify you can be, and then I think you should invest time in your creatives. Like like when you go online,
like your marketing images, your headlines, and
it's not about like like it's not about like now you having a big following on social media. It's all about the creative. You can even create one creative and have like 10,000 views, and people start to be on the radar.
So it's more about the views, in particular, because obviously that's the advertising element of it, right? Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be like a big account, and I think with this you can attract people to the platform, to the website journey, to do it, and I think this is the way to navigate.
Of course.
The business. Where do you see ArtDealery in 2 years, 3 years?
Well, we hope, like I said, to be able to, be like what the stock market is, for companies. We want to be, the market for artists, do what the stock market has done in efficiency for all of the trading, do the same for the art world, which means you can not just buy from the primary seller, which is the artist. You can then buy that artwork and then resell secondary sales.
Amazing.
And secondary sales are, as you know, one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
And how do you make a system, and we're hoping we're making it right now, where we're actually creating the history, the original artist lists, then the first sale happens, and then the second sale, the third sale, it's all got a history.
Yeah.
And obviously this has been done before with digital art, but we want to do this with physical art and help with the actual copyright element, where the artist should be paid of 5% of commission of the royalty of the secondary sales. So we want to enforce that. Because the government can't enforce that. We want to try, if we can, get to that level of enforcing that 5%. So every secondary sale, 5% of it goes to the artist.
Yeah, amazing. I love the idea.
That's the aim of sort of the long game.
Yeah, amazing. I love the idea. And how should people contact you guys, like online?
Sure.
Like what's
we've got I mean, mainly it's online, a website at the moment with www.artdealery.com, and we've got the .au also. We've also got Instagram, which is at ArtDealery. At ArtDealery, it's just at ArtDealery. But like you have been telling me, the socials are very, very important, and we're working very much on that. But you can sign up to our email newsletter straight away when you get to the website. And we also have SMS updates if they're interested in more direct messaging.
I think it's good as well to get all the news. I think it's to subscribe to people in the industry. It's good because new things are coming up. Like you said, now with the 5% on the second sale of the artwork,
the aim of the game.
And then, when you register or like you subscribe, you can hear the news. You can see what is going on in the industry. So if you are following few leaders, in the industry, or new innovators like you, for example, so I think innovation is the key as well for success. And when you are hearing something innovative, you should try,
give it a shot. I mean, we'll obviously do the concierge upload for you for free. Or you, if you want, can do it within 60 seconds probably with our scraping tool. So.
But it's again, contact through the website, through the socials.
Thank you.
Feel comfortable. Don't feel shy.
And you can email me too. That's vito@artdealery.com. So I mean, I answer every single email, and I'd love to hear any feedback. If anyone heard something here and they're like, what did you mean? You didn't explain it correctly, because I probably haven't some things. I'd love to be able to have a chat with anybody.
Amazing. And what I do love is that you come as well from a history of a family with art. So you actually understand the sensitivity,
And
you
the
know, with
struggles.
it. Yeah.
And the struggle.
Yeah, so it's good that you come from this angle, and then basically people feel more comfortable with it. But you have to try new thing in the industry, and yes, it might work for you, it might not work for you, but at least you try.
I think that's the most important thing. I mean, the worst thing you can do is not try, I
Yeah.
think. And obviously, I know I'm saying try ArtDealery, but like the more the better, I think, because we've got a user base and you can have access to that too
Yeah.
as an artist.
Yeah, I think it is because and when I speak to people in the industry, again, they have 2 or 3 channels that are working and few that are not. Okay, it's fine. But then after 2 years, the other channels start to work good.
Yeah.
Because they have like a new
Something kicks in.
Yeah, something happens.
We might, like we do the secondary
Yeah.
and people start coming in and we got more sales. So
Yeah. Just like don't, and I think as well, another thing is to choose your battle. I love this one.
Yeah, it's
is that, this year I want to load my products and, everything I do
Get
into
everything
3
online.
platforms.
Yep.
Like not in 7 because it's overwhelming,
Too much.
like it's too much because people have other things, but you have to invest as well time or choose your battles, meaning I want to improve,
Yep.
my
online presence.
Yeah, my online presence. I want to be in an exhibition of a trade show, the other art fair or the affordable
Art fair.
Yeah, or I never been in the affordable art fair. I want to be, there. I want to start a relationship with 2 galleries this year.
Yep.
Full in. You start to look LinkedIn. You go, you choose the correct. So you have to choose your battles, and basically like write it as well. Write what you want to do.
Don't write it, it will kind of disappear. I write everything. Like you're doing better than me.
I'm
today.
writing all the time.
You're on fire.
I have like 5 of those at home.
The Bibles.
Just like I, to write it, to be in my head,
Yep.
to put high priority, medium priority, low priority. You can't put everything.
Of course.
Urgent
and important.
Yeah.
In that quadrant, and then everything else.
Yeah, amazing. And the more people see, you know that your product is working.
Yep.
You're already in the industry now 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, 5 years. Your product is working. The more people see it, it's already a numbers game.
Yep. It's just how do you expand that?
Exactly. And some people following this channel, some people are following this channel because it's a different channel.
A different channel, different group
people
of buyers.
have auction. Yeah. So it's and there is enough people, to like this kind of,
classified
platform,
ish kind of sales, and
Yeah.
then there's auction sales. It's sort of like eBay. You got Temu, you got all these other Depop or whatever it might be.
And some people just like, because in the back of their mind now they are on Amazon, they go to Amazon.
Sure.
And now in the back of their mind it's the other platform.
Go to Kmart for this, and
Yeah.
go to Amazon for that.
Yeah,
So
this is so all the time be out there. Your product is working. You know it already. Now position. Now, should I put it? Should I not put it? Is it good? I'm saying put
Just
it.
do it. Just put it.
Put it. Don't overthink.
Yeah.
Just do it. If more people see you, it's building your brand. It's building your SEO. When people Google your name as an artist and they see you in ArtDealery, they see you in your website, they see you like in an article, in a in a magazine or in article in the newspaper, they see you in the other art fair or they see you in a gallery. Okay, I can trust this guy.
It increases.
But now there is something new. It's actually an auction. Maybe I can get like a good deal over there. Maybe I should try.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Even if I don't win, I can actually earn something for participating.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You're helping price discover the value of an artwork.
Amazing.
And that's something that's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's not like the price of coffee, if I can pick this up. It's not the same. It's something that we need to discover.
Yeah.
So you're helping discover it on ArtDealery.
Yeah. And I think it's a new, innovative way to do it. So I will support you in your journey.
Much.
And straight away when we spoke, we had this click because I actually love the vision how that you want to help the whole industry, and I see a good future for you and for the listeners. Give it a shot. Any tips, tricks, or any last comments you want to say, Vito?
I think Avi summed it up. Just do it.
Yeah,
I think that's
the
most important thing. And thank you so much to you, Avi, for having me on. It's so much a pleasure, and I hope that we'll have our relationship keep going.
Yeah,
and if we can help, your community, it'll be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll do back and forth, and I only hope for great things to come.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the Art of Business. Have a good one.